Shalom, my name is Yehoshua Yaakov. I'm making this video from Jerusalem, and let's see. It comments upon Olmert's his speech at the Jewish Agency Board of Governors meeting. Time to turn a new page. We need the new paradigm. There is a new paradigm. Paradigm. Well, but no paradigm. Okay. Well, the fact of the matter is there is a new paradigm. There's a paradigm shift, to be specific, and that paradigm shift is global. It's the collapse of the local reality that ended man and mankind's exile, very much denied in Israel because that event was the collapse of Zionism that came with the murder of Rabin. It was first observed on the Iran-Iraq border on February 26, 1991, the same year, December 25th, 1991. The collapse in the former Soviet Union, the collapse of communism. The next year, 1992, the collapse of communism in Yugoslavia. November 5th, 1995, the collapse of Zionism in Israel with the murder of Rabin, as I said. 9/11, the invasion of Iraq, March 7th, 2003. Harari's murder, the collapse in Lebanon, which is 5 or 6 other countries in Africa. It's moving around the world. So the collapse of the local reality, the question is, what is the local reality? It is this: giving to receive. I give, I get. That is the anthropologic, psychologic, sociologic model of man's mind. Giving to receive. It's finished. It's no more. What replaces it? Receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the authentic you. To give the authentic you. To who? To you. To the authentic you. To your children, to your family, community, nation, to all mankind. This is the quantum reality. The local reality is collapsed. When you collapse the local reality, you're in the quantum reality. Just one problem: if man's denial has us, it's blocking. We're in between. We're suspended. And when the denial ends, we will ascend and we'll inhabit the quantum reality. We'll deconstruct ground zero. We'll deprogram the mind of exile. We'll restore our authentic self, and we'll heal from the ravages of exile. Now, this is the paradigm shift that I'm talking about. We have to turn the page and get all on the same. We're not on the same page. Man and mankind has to all get on the same page now. We're one human family. We're not North Americans. We're not Africans. We're not Europeans. We're not Asians, etc. We're one human family. So that's number one. Number two, Klal Yisrael is to lead in the process of the ascent of man to inhabit the quantum reality, which is receive it to give. For the religious, this is the redemption, this is Geula, and for the secular, it is the end of the pre-modern, modern era, and the ascent to inhabit the quantum reality in post-modernity, whose central organizing principle for the secular is the new central organizing with the new cognitive behavioral science first principle, which is receiving to give. Well, receiving to give also is for the religious the central organizing principle of Humanomics, which is the halakha of redemption. Okay, so each one has their particular perspective, whether it be secular or religious. It's not different. It's just different in the interpretation of its meaning. Now, so what else has to be said? I am a didactic scientist. I'm the author of Humanomics, the trilogy. Receiving to give is its central organizing principle, as I've just said, and the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. Well, the latter is the solution to the imploding capital markets, the American economy, the G9 economy, the world economy. Because the G9 in general, and in particular the U.S. economy, no longer has an effective macro least cost method of mass producing knowledge, information, service, and technology for export, which is predominantly what is being produced, because the model that they're using is division of labor, which is an industrial model. It's no longer effective. Okay, so they have to change and make a new national policy. Well, I've tried to interest the candidates, Barack Obama, and because he's the front runner, he's well aware of it, but he's not endorsing it, and he's not articulating this as the vision over the horizon, etc., because he's being very conservative. He doesn't want to jeopardize his chances of winning, and that's, I think, a mistake, because that's inconsistent with basically what he is. But okay, that's his choice, and he has to live with it. what else has to be said? Okay, just that the Board of Governors come, they hear, paradigm, so now you know what the paradigm is. I'm the author of the new economic paradigm. I'm the author of the Receiving to Give, and I'm the author of the trilogy Humanomics, comprised of the new its new central organized Receiving to Give and the integration of labor, the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, the new economic paradigm. It took a little bit of effort over the last 22 years. When I came here, I encountered some formidable difficulties with the Memshalah. They had the plan and an agenda that I was not willing to cooperate with. And so I've been under attack ever since and lived in abject poverty, not allowed to work, not allowed to have a Tadat Za'ud, and have been fiendishly attacked, robbed, and abused. But in the crucible of all of this horrific suffering and affliction, Kodesh Baruch Hu said, you stay and you build. The leader of the Jewish people doesn't have a choice in these matters. What are the two conditions that define the leader of Israel? The one closest to God and the leader of the Rove. The Rove is the Halakha. The largest Jewish community in the world is North America by an order of 700, 800,000. Demographics and spends notwithstanding to the Jewish Agency that Israel is the largest Jewish community. It is not, and not by any stretch of the imagination. But there's a certain agenda for those spends. Okay, treat them with a grain of salt. Having said that, I would say that it is very important that the members of the Board of Governors turn the page and get in touch with the reality. And one of the realities is it's not a coincidence. There's 700,000 Jews that have left Israel. They're mostly young people. They don't want a communist system. And Zionism collapsed. Well, Zionism collapsed because it was communism. So Zionism is finished, but communism is not. And this rubbish that Israel is a democracy is just that. It's spin, and it's for domestic, for foreign consumption, particularly North America. It makes no pretenses. Well, it's already realigning itself with Europe, which is very much more culturally a closer fit because it's mostly socialist, the vast majority of which came out of the former communist bloc, many of them. And so that's where we are in Israel. And we have we have to start running a competition. The crisis of the day. It's a way of life here. And so for all of the terrible and bad things that I could say, it's really pointless. We've gone through an enormous amount of suffering and affliction to serve the Jewish people, and lived under virtual house arrest. I'm not allowed to work. I'm not allowed to have an income. I'm not allowed to have a Tadat Za'ud. And so let's be very clear. The trilogy Humanomics is not what the princes of Israel want, and their police state and their Shabak and their Mossad and so on and so forth. They don't want these things. But the fact of the matter is they don't have any choice in it. It's been imposed by heaven, and it will stand. And at the end of the day, they're going to have to climb down from their insistence of attacking they've taken 10,000 shekels, 5,000 shekels, 2,300 shekels just the other day. We have a couple little boys. I can't even buy them bicycles because they're robbing our bank account. We're entitled to a discount for our nona. They don't give it to us, and they rob our bank. They rob us, and my wife is disabled. They disqualify her. Why? So we can't have the disability, so that we can live properly. So we don't have the rent subsidy. I have no insurance. Who supports us? I have my tiny little Social Security, which is less than $1,000 a month for 4 people. Who can live on $3,200 shekel, $1,000 a month? It's impossible. and this is all by design. These are attacks, okay, and to put me on the back foot so that I cannot do and work and serve heaven. Well, thank God it'll all